Shut up. Yo, what is up? What's going on, everybody? I think my music, okay, the music just stopped playing in my ears. What's up? What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing today? Yes, sir. Is my camera right? I think I got too much going on in the camera. Hold on, let me pull that back a little bit. And put it back 1 degree. There we go. I think that's a little better. That 1 degree. Maybe my chair too high. Is it the chair? Yeah, I think that's better. So my head ain't hitting the top of the ceiling. Anyway, how's everybody doing today, man? Thank y'all for tuning in to another DLA Fitness live stream show. Here we go. It is, what is today? Today is Thursday. We got one more day until Friday. And if you're having a good day or a bad day, we're going to let Mr. Chow break it down to you.
Oh, you're having a bad day? Did you die?
I got shot.
But did you die?
And as long as you are still here with us today, ticking strong, alive and kicking and heart beating and blood running through your veins, you can still make something happen with yourself. So give yourself a round of applause and don't give up. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are simultaneously streaming on 4 platforms. We got YouTube, Twitch, Kick, and Rumble. If you're on YouTube, do me a favor. When you see that like button on the screen, hit that like button. It's greatly appreciated right there to get the algorithm out and all that good stuff to get this message out to other people. Yes. And of course, like you may already know, if you want to contribute to today's show, Cash App with Venmo, Cash App Daniel2888, Venmo Danny-Daniel- 00. Yeah, I got to get that memorized for sure. Yes, sir. Thank you. And also, we have a good show. We have a good show lined up for you today. I'm over here multitasking, fidgeting, and touching things. We got a good show lined up for you today. We're gonna go over our 3 or 4 topics. Hold on. What? Oh my God, I'm over here dropping stuff. Oh well, we'll pick it up later. Just as long as I don't run over it. Where is it? There you go. Okay. I don't want to roll on my chair and break that. All right. Anyway, we got a good show lined up for you today, man. Today is Thursday. We are one more day than we'll be right around the corner from the weekend. Well, our show lined up for you today, we're going to go over our topics of fitness, economy, and AI. In the fitness realm of the show, we got to check on the male testosterone to see what's going on. Why is the male testosterone catching so much wreck? We got to figure out what that problem is. So we got a video that we're going to look at today. It's going to speak on the male testosterone catching wreck, and we're going to try to figure out why is that happening. I mean, he says it's the heat. I don't believe that. When he says it's the heat, I kind of look at him like, I don't believe it's the heat, but he's going to mention something about the heat as to why male testosterone is actually a issue, but we're going to dive deeper in and see what's going on. I mean, last time I checked my testosterone, which was about, what was that? It's been less than a month. And my testosterone level was at 1,025. So I feel good. I feel fine. I don't know what y'all out there doing, but y'all better get it together. You know what I mean? Eat right, work out constantly, you know what I'm saying? Take your supplements and drink a hell of a lot of water. And I mean, I think that should probably get you through the door for, you know, most of what it is that you're doing. But other than that, we need to figure out what's going on with the male testosterone epidemic as a whole. Because, I mean, you know, that one kid, Neon, his testosterone levels were so low, he was almost on par with a female. And I was looking at him like, bruh, man, want to think about that. You know what I'm saying? I want to get that fixed. You know what I mean? It's kind of bad. Bruh. So we're going to look at that for the fitness portion of the show. Then the economy portion of the show. I wasn't sure if I wanted to touch on this topic because I already did it, but I remember when I did the topic, I didn't go over this particular section. I think I skipped over to something I had did that day, but we're going to go, I'm going to go back and, you know, fix it up only because I had seen something and I wanted to go and dive in deeper on it and see exactly what's going on because Jimmy Kimmel, as you may not know, Jimmy Kimmel, his show has been pulled because of some remarks or whatever he said about Charlie Kirk. Bruh. So I was like, oh snap, if Jimmy Kimmel got pulled, you know, anybody can catch that work. So I want to dive in deeper and see what's going on because you see a bunch of people that's getting fired left and right for making, I guess, negative comments and negative remarks revolving the Charlie Kirk situation. So now you got cancel culture on the opposite side now, and it's kind of crazy how this is going and how this is playing out. So I'm kind of looking at this like, I don't think this is going the way people think it's going to end up going. I think you know, one side is a little bit more in the feelings than the other, but then again, both sides are technically in their feelings, and this is gonna have a way bigger problem than I think that they're anticipating. So we're gonna dive into the Charlie Kirk situation and people losing their jobs. That's what we're gonna look at. People losing their jobs due to the Charlie Kirk situation. You know what I mean? Then for the AI segment of the show, which will be the main or the last segment of the show, we're going to dive in and look at robots. We're going to look at robots because robots, they say they're robots of the future, but I'm going to beg to differ about robots being the future. I'm going to tell you that robots are not the future. Robots are here right now. So we're going to look at how robots are going to be implemented for the future. And also we're going to look at Mr. I Show Speed himself ordering his own robots. Man, and we're going to see how these things are going to be implemented into society. But yeah, what a better way to implement a robot into society than using one of the top streamers for the younger generations to watch him have his own robot. And we're going to watch that later on to see how that situation goes. Bruh. Yes, it's going to be a good one. I know. It's a lot going on. But with that being said, man, let's go ahead and get this thing rolling. Let's get this ball rolling. Let's get this thing on its feet. All right. And just recently, your boy got a warning from TikTok. I don't know if y'all, I'm actually pull this up because I'm kind of like in my feelings about this situation. TikTok gave me a warning over. Let me show you what they gave me a warning about. As a matter of fact, TikTok gave me a warning. Where is it? Where could I find it? Where could I find it? I think I could find it on my channel. Let's see. Let me pull this up for you real quick and show you why TikTok gave me a warning. Maybe I can pull it up on my actual TikTok feed. Let's see. Profile. Is it, where is it? Is it this one? No, this one, this one. Oh, I guess they let it go. I guess they got it. Well, it was blocked. Okay, well, hey, well, let's go ahead and pull this up and let's see what's going on. All right, so I'm going to show you what happened previously. I mean, all right, so here we go. So we got my TikTok up here on the screen. We're going to take a quick look at this and just see why this, I couldn't figure out for the life of me why TikTok gave me a warning for this, but I'm going to go ahead and pull up for you on the screen. We're going to take a quick look at it. Let me take that off the bed right here. So this one right here, this right here, this, they gave me a warning.
What's going on, y'all?
Oh, whoa, slow down. They gave me a warning for this. I couldn't figure out why. Yeah, they went in and gave your boy a straight up warning. Let me stop the music in case YouTube give me a copyright. But this right here, if you can see it on your screen all the way, I can't really move it because, you know, TikTok is the way it is. But this one right here, this particular, here, maybe I can zoom in on it. There we go. Maybe that helps. Right here, this one, if you can see it. There we go. That's better. It says Gen Z graduates are in crisis, robotheism, and bodybuilder hotels. They gave me a warning for this one, and I couldn't figure it out because all of my other, you know, things on my TikTok, like this one, this one, this one, this one, the one I just posted, like they all have the same theme to them. So I couldn't figure out as to why they wanted to give me a warning for this particular thumbnail. I didn't know what was going on, so I went ahead and I had to, what is it called, appeal the decision. And I guess now I'm looking at it, I guess that they reversed it, I'm gonna say, because it was blocked and it's not blocked anymore. Maybe somebody was hating on your boy and they went out and we know they were like, hey, we're gonna go report that, guys. I don't know what it could be. I mean, there are a couple of people out there that hate me. One in particular I can think of right off the top of my head, but we're not going to go into that topic. But now that TikTok fixed it, you know what I mean, I'm going to be grateful and give them a round of applause, as I greatly do appreciate that. So yeah, shout out to TikTok. Thank you. Because I couldn't figure it out for the life of me of what I did wrong. I was like, they're all the same. There's nothing really much different. I got something in my hair. Can y'all see that? Where is that? Right there? Yeah. Let me get that out. Okay, we can't get it. Just pretend like you don't see it. So yeah, So there's that. So we got that taken care of. So we are back rolling and strolling and striving and staying alive. And so we're going to go ahead and dive into the fitness segment of the show today. And we're going to see why the male testosterone is tanking. And it says that heat is wrecking testosterone, the male crisis. We're going to take a look at this video. This is about what I've learned. Shout out to him. I enjoy his videos. He does really, really, really great content on YouTube. Let me refresh the screen before we started. He goes into depth really, really well, kind of like a Jeff Nippert, if you will, but on the, not so much on the fitness level, but just on just whatever topic he chooses to go in on. It's usually about diet and health and about the body. So I really do appreciate what he does. I like his video. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at this video. We're going to go in and figure out, why is the male testosterone tanking the way it is? Could it be the food? Could it be the water? Could it be the lack of, you know, finances or resources that men have in nowadays, that they're not able to afford to be able to raise their testosterone levels? Is it the drugs? Because now drugs are way more available than ever. You know what I mean? Depending on what city or state you live in, you know, marijuana is a lot more lenient. So people are just like getting blazed like there's no tomorrow. Drugs are just like more, you know, rampant to do. They've always have been, but as time progresses, you know, they water them down and start adding stuff to them. I don't know. I'm just talking off my ass at this point. But without further ado, shout out to MTR. We're going to go ahead and dive into this video right here, and we're going to see exactly what it is that's causing the male testosterone and why the heat is wrecking us. And I don't understand that because I love the heat. Your boy's going to go jogging after this show, actually, and I'm going to go do like a 30 to 45 minute jog in the heat, in the Texas heat, bro. I'm telling you, the Texas heat, we don't play out here. So, you know, I know. Y'all probably looking at me right now on screen saying, and I'm gonna do just that. So let's go ahead and start this video off. So here we go.
Balls killing your testosterone? Over 24 years ago, I was watching this TV show called King of the Hill, and I was completely puzzled by this one scene.
Research shows that heat lowers fertility. One way to increase the number of healthy sperm is to lower the temperature in your pants.
Why would cooling your balls make them work better? A year later in 1999, The Simpsons had Apu chilling his balls to make him more fertile.
Chilling my loins, I increase the chances of impregnating my wife.
Except, of course, fertility isn't the only thing the balls are important for. 4 years later, in 2003, another King of the Hill episode aired about the other important function.
The hell I got us watching? Over here watching about putting ice on your balls? Oh my god. You know what?
And the nominees for Best Actress in a Groovy Nightclub Drama, Miss Wayman Harrington.
I know, y'all. I thought it was about the male testosterone, but they going straight in people's pants and grabbing their balls. Bruh. Let's continue.
Of balls.
Testosterone could have elevated Hank's mood, improved his whole outlook.
In Japan, the word that they use is the golden balls, which refers to how important they are for health and fertility. Except all across the world, men's golden balls are in crisis. Testosterone and male fertility rates have been dropping rapidly.
So far, I'm going to say I'm not on board because I don't believe it's the heat. I mean, my balls are just fine. I'll tell you right now, I could be in the hottest of hot places. I think it just depends on the demographic, because like if you accidentally ski on a Latina's woman's feet, or hell, a black woman at that, they getting pregnant. But for sure, a Latina woman, you drop some nut on the bottom of her feet, oh yeah, she's gonna be like, I'm pregnant. So I don't know, it could be the culture, but let's continue. And I know over there in like Japan or cultures like this, they eat a lot of soy, so that could be taken into perspective too.
Since 1973, sperm counts have dropped around 50%. And some estimates put testosterone dropping as much as 1/3 over the past 30 years. Sure, alcohol, poor sleep, endocrine disrupting chemicals in plastics, weight gain, a sedentary lifestyle, stress, various features of our extra convenient modern lifestyle can wreck your testosterone. But no one's talking about how convenience stores have a cheap, all-natural item that could raise your testosterone. You've probably heard of the physical benefits of testosterone, like making it easier to put on muscle and lose fat, but several lines of research also show that testosterone has a significant effect on mentality, improving libido, confidence, anxiety, and mood. Increased testosterone is intimately linked to the feeling of being a winner and vice versa. That is, losing at something has been found to decrease men's testosterone, and lowering testosterone is accompanied by feelings of being a loser, feeling more submissive, unhappy, and unconfident.
So being a loser lowers your testosterone. Who knew? Who knew? That's why you have to have a high testosterone. So when you do lose, you know how to lose and keep on trucking, because you're not a loser. You just lost. You ain't a loser. You just had to learn what made you lose so you can win. You didn't, do you kind of get what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You're not a loser. Everybody takes a loss. It's just on how you take that loss. Is it a loss, or did you learn? And did you learn to where you can turn that loss into a win? Because if you can't figure that out, then yeah, you're a loser for sure. Bruh. It is what it is. So don't be a loser.
Testosterone is very important for the body and mind. So we need to talk about the balls, because this is where testosterone is made.
Derek, why'd you take your pants off? My balls was hot.
The first question is, why are your balls outside of your body? If you think about it, it doesn't make any sense. This vital organ that ensures the continuation of our species isn't protected by bones, cartilage, or muscle. They just dangle there defenseless. Well, here's the thing. Your testosterone and sperm factories don't work as well when they get too hot. So why? Well, the reason basically every single land mammal except elephants and rhinos have their balls outside their body is that they need to keep them cool. As research shows, heating the balls can dramatically worsen their function, worsening sperm quality and testosterone levels.
Man-spreading is when...
So what is your definition of heat though? Like, you know what I mean? Like out in the sun, Texas heat, or like putting your balls on a rock in a hot summer day in Las Vegas, Nevada heat? Like, what is your definition of heat? You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to figure that out. That's just like, you know what I mean? What is heat to you? You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying. You gotta ask him. He's like saying heat, but like, what's heat? And we gotta look at this thing, tell us about man spreading, the dumbest thing ever. Just look, you don't like balls anyway, so shut you know,
when a man...
worsen their function, worsening sperm quality and testosterone levels.
Man-spreading is when a man take up as much space as humanly possible.
So why do men spread their legs out so much when they sit down? Well, the balls don't need that much space, but the balls do need to be cool, so this is likely an instinct to keep our balls away from our warm thighs.
So we gonna complain about man spreading, but like these girls got their coochies wide open every time you turn on social media. Like come on, the irony, like man spreading. But I see cooch every single day. I turn on social media every time I go somewhere. Anytime I go to the gym, like it's just like it's out there. You know what I mean? But let me not get offended. This isn't pertaining to me.
When you sit down, this pushes the balls close to your hot body and they can heat up. A study from the year 2000 found that extended periods of sitting in your car seat can heat up the balls an entire 2 degrees Celsius. It's been proven multiple times that heat is terrible for sperm and male fertility, but what about testosterone? A 2020 study found that heating up the balls of bulls by only 3 degrees Celsius induced a profound 10-fold reduction in testicular testosterone concentrations. Here where I live in Japan, everybody loves a nice hot bath at the end of the day. Getting in a hot bath almost every night is a very common tradition in Japan. Also, Japan's birth rate has consistently been lower than, say, America and Canada for the past 50 years. The Japan Times says that, of course, the usual suspects like work-life balance or state support for childcare are at play here, but they say it's about time to consider that male infertility might be a factor. This makes me wonder if heating up the balls every night has anything to do with this.
I'm gonna have to disagree on that one, buddy. I don't think that's the case. I think what the case is gonna be economics. When we live in a more of a women-driven, financially driven economy, that women make a lot of money or they're on par competing with men for finances, then I guess the mate selection choices are going to change. Women are going to be more picky, as they should. I'm not knocking it, and I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with it. So they'll be more picky, and they'll be more reluctant to have children because they want to focus on the finances, because they look at and they look at the family or having children as a burden on their career, so they choose a career over having kids. And when they do have kids, they won't have as many. I don't think it has much to do with man's nuts heating up or his balls heating up. I think it has to do more with that, has to do with economics, has to do with the sedentary lifestyle that we have now, like the advent of computers, more, you know, computer type jobs, and more sitting down, and the having of a cell phone where people are just more like would rather sit around and do this as opposed to like get up and be active in society. I think it's a collection of things. I don't believe that heat on a man's balls is going to be the end all be all. I don't believe this one. I just because if that's the case, the African population or any hot country would not have a very high population of people to begin with. It wouldn't, you know. Anything that has warm, hot, tropical climate or anything like that, that demographic of people would have already been diminished. So I don't agree with it, but we'll let him continue. Here we go.
Then we've all heard about how sitting for hours on end is awful for our health and makes us fat, but we also know that lowering testosterone makes it harder to put on muscle and easier to put on fat. So what if all this sitting nowadays is heating up men's balls, reducing their testosterone, and making them weak and fat?
What if I said you could lose 8 pounds without eating food?
Yeah, I don't agree with the heat thing, but again, I got to hear him out to see exactly what he's saying. And he lives in Japan, so, you know, like I said, Japan, they eat a lot of soy, I believe. They have a lot of soy in their diet, and their portions are smaller, which is not a bad thing. So it's just different. I don't think heat is the culprit, but let's continue.
The boy's got no fight in him. I don't get it.
Maybe he's missing something. Like testosterone, energy, confidence, aggression, agility, muscle.
Around 2018, this rumor that Chinese powerlifters ice their balls as part of their training regimen to raise testosterone started circulating online. Eventually, various biohackers started talking about how icing the balls was a good way to increase testosterone. So is this just bro science, or can icing the balls really increase your testosterone?
I'm gonna go with bro science for sure. I'm gonna say this is some bro stuff, like bruh. Yeah, this is bro science. Bruh. I don't think this is real science, and if it is real science, I'm gonna just have to reluctantly say I'm gonna have to call BS on this one. So yeah, I'm not in agreement with this one.
Hold up, we need to dig into the research a bit further to solve this puzzle, because there's not too much human research on how hot balls lowers your testosterone. Most of the research on ball temperature is looking at fertility. Here's one example to show you just how bad heat is for sperm. In a 1967 paper, researchers wanted to see the effect of heat on men's balls. They increased the ball temperature of 10 men by a mere 0.8 degrees Celsius for 15 hours a day for 2 to 3 months. This reduced the men's sperm count by 80%. Another 1985 study increased the ball temperature by 2 degrees Celsius, and this led to a 90% reduction in sperm count. Here's where it comes back to testosterone. Even if you're not trying to have a baby, consider that testosterone is necessary for the production of healthy sperm. And for example, in this study where they corrected an iron deficiency in men, they found a clear correlation between increases in total sperm count and increases in testosterone. So we may expect that things that are going to be good for fertility are going to be good for testosterone. There's actually a study in the Scottish Medical Journal saying that a kilt should help men's fertility because it will keep their balls cooler. A 1984 study had 64 subfertile men wear a ball cooling device for 16 weeks. The ball chiller improved the sperm quality of 65% of the men, and 26% of the men had their fertility improved so much that they got their wives pregnant. A different study looked at 25 of what the researchers specifically called hardcore infertile couples. This meant that they were not able to get pregnant for more than 6 years. Just 15 weeks of ball chilling allowed 6 of these hardcore infertile couples to finally get pregnant. This is why Hank Hill's doctor told him to cool his balls so he could have another baby. Here's where the puzzle of ball temperature and testosterone gets a lot more interesting. Research suggests that anywhere from 4 to 30% of men suffer a condition called varicocele. Varicocele is an abnormality in the spermatic cord. This is basically where the veins in the scrotum are swollen, and this can impair sperm as well as testosterone production.
Looks like there's a jam in Delta Sector.
A 2022 paper explains that patients with this simple defect in the veins of the balls on average have lower testosterone. This can lead to the various symptoms of testosterone deficiency.
Okay, so if that's a defect, how many people have that defect? That's the thing. I mean, give us a number on like what's the percentage of people who have that? Is that a normal thing? Is it a particular demographic that has it? Like, what is it? I just don't think that the hot and cold situation works that way, because just people who live in a hotter climate would not have as big as a population that they do, unless you would just turn around and say, well, the body adapts. Well, then there it is. Then heat doesn't have an issue. Then if that's the case, then I would turn around and say that cold would be an issue for people whose body adapted to heat. But I digress. Let's continue.
Decreased libido, erectile dysfunction, fatigue, depressed mood, increases in weight gain, and insulin resistance. Among infertile men, the incidence of varicocele has been observed to be as high as 35 to 40%. A 1984 paper tested a ball cooling device on men who had some form of varicocele. Cooling the balls improved the semen quality of many of the men enough to lead to successful pregnancies. This study implies that perhaps one of the effects of these varicoceles is that they prevent the testicles from regulating their temperature properly, and they get too hot. This is really interesting because it suggests that the varicocele lowers testosterone because it makes the balls hotter. So if that were the case, we should guess that removing a varicocele would cool the balls and lead to higher testosterone. That is, if varicocele leads to hotter testicles and then leads to lower testosterone, then removing the varicocele should lead to cooler testicles and therefore higher testosterone. Indeed, the data suggests just that. Surgery removing the varicocele decreases ball temperature and increases serum testosterone levels. This paper from 2020 found that 60 to 80% of men with low serum testosterone will exhibit normalization of testosterone level after varicocele repair. Now, you might assume that it's for a different reason that fixing the varicocele improves testosterone, but research has specifically observed that men with varicocele have hotter balls, and that surgery to remove the varicocele restores the balls to a proper, cooler temperature. There's a reason why your balls are positioned outside your body. For the balls to produce healthy sperm, they need to be 2 to 6 degrees Celsius below the core body temperature. So what you need to do is to keep your balls from overheating for extended periods of time at all costs. There are tons of studies finding that cooling the scrotum has an improvement on semen parameters. This is huge for couples because considering in about 50% of cases, couple infertility is attributable to the male partner, mainly due to a failure in sperm production, as well as sitting wearing because considering in about scrotum has an improvement on semen parameters. This is huge for couples because considering in about 50% of cases, couple infertility is attributable to the male partner, mainly due.
Okay, hold on. Okay, wait. Okay, so in couples, 50% of the time, the infertility is caused on the male. Okay, cool. Fair enough. So how about the other 50%? Who is the other 50% gonna fall on? I'm sorry. That one makes 0 sense. In couples, 50% of the time, infertility falls on the male. Okay, then who does the other 50% of infertility fall on? Wait, I'm sorry. That's stupid. I'm not agreeing with that one.
Due to a failure in sperm production, as well as sitting wearing tight underwear can increase the temperature of the balls because it presses them against your warm body. It's also well accepted that it's best to have the bedroom cool for better quality sleep, but it's also a good idea to make sure that your crotch isn't getting too hot overnight. So there might be something to that rumor that Chinese powerlifters ice their balls. While there isn't research specifically on how much ball icing improves testosterone in already healthy men that I know of, many guys, including myself, report feeling a bit more energy and libido from icing their balls regularly. So if you want to try experimenting with this, you can try placing an ice pack on your balls, but make sure it's over your underwear or over a cloth and not directly on the skin. You don't want to make it uncomfortable or numb down there. I found about 8 minutes at a time, 2 to 3 times a day, to work pretty well for me. Now, while the anecdotal reports are exciting, there is reason to make sure you don't overdo it. Some research suggests that excessive cold exposure to the body in general can actually lower testosterone. Of course, if you're taking a lot of hot baths or going in the sauna a lot, it would be worth cooling the balls down afterwards. Another thing with the sauna is that you're going to be sweating and losing a lot of electrolytes, which are also important for energy levels. Testosterone is great for energy, but something I do to keep my energy levels up is simply taking electrolytes. That's where this video's sponsor, Element, comes in. Since electrolytes...
Okay, so he's trying to come with a sponsor. Okay, so... I'm going to give him a round of applause for this video, but I heavily do not agree with it at all. This video doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. I mean, I guess it was fun. It was fun to watch. It was, I guess it was fun to read, fun to watch. Hold up. Wait a minute.
Bruh.
Pause.
Bruh.
Pause.
Bruh.
Jesus. Hold on. Wait a minute.
And the nominees for Best Actress in a Groovy Nightclub Drama, Miss Wayman Harrington.
So yeah, I mean, just with his ideology or philosophy or research, whatever the hell he did on this video, I just don't see it as the reason. There's too much involved just to say heat. You got to go with, like, what do you eat? What are you deficient in? You know what I mean? If you're deficient in certain vitamins, he mentioned something about iron. I wonder if you're iron deficient, that could cause an issue, as well as heat and, added to it. Or if you eat a lot of soy, they say soy isn't good for you. So if you eat a lot of soy, if you smoke a lot of marijuana, that could be something. It's just a bunch of things can have to pull together to make an actual, I guess, to actually have an actual, I don't know the word I'm trying to say, but if you take all them things together, then I guess you would have an accurate conclusion. But as far as just to say heat as your conclusion as to why you would have a lower sperm count, I don't agree with that. Because like I keep saying, if that was the case, then people who lived in warm climates would have an issue with a population with giving birth or with having babies, but they don't. And then if you're going to say that, well, the human body, it adapts. Well, then, okay, then that means that if they got cold, then cold would make them infertile. You know what I mean? It would just be in reverse at that point. So I don't agree with that one. That was cool to watch and everything. Shout out to him for what I've learned for his video. I appreciate what he does. Thank you. I usually don't ever have a video I disagree on. I never watched I never watched that video before. I usually try to not watch the videos and get a live reaction. So yeah, there's my live reaction to that one. It's a heavy disagree. I don't disagree with that video. I mean, I don't agree with that video not one bit. I heavily disagree with that one. To me, that one doesn't make sense at all. I mean, I guess depending on the demographic, maybe a certain culture might have that issue. Maybe melanin might play a part in that issue. I don't know, but I just don't see that as a size fits all type of conclusion to put on everybody. So I'm not feeling that one. However, still a good video, still good content. He still put all the research into it. So shout out to him. All right. With that being said, I guess we're going to go help. Oh, man. Wow. I forgot to. You know what? We're going to use our sexy redhead fitness lady to get us out of the fitness segment of the show. So come on with it, sexy redhead Latina.
Let's get ready for the fitness segment of the show.
All right, there she goes. All right, so she got us out of it. She usually puts us into it, but she got us out of it because I forgot to click her in to get us, into the fitness segment of the show. So we're going to pull this down real quick. All right, so now we're going to slide on over to the next segment of our show. Next segment of our show is going to be the economy segment of the show. We're going to talk about what is going on with this speech. If we have a right to free speech, or is our right to free speech being tampered with? Because that's what I think right now. I think free speech, since the Charlie Kirk situation, is being heavily tampered with, and people don't care because they're angry. Because right now we're going to see how a bunch of people have been getting fired from their jobs. And before this went down, we all knew that there was a cancel culture that went on. You know what I mean? You canceled if you said something about a certain demographic of people. You got canceled if it was like, mainly if it was a certain demographic of people. If you spoke on a certain demographic of people, you would get canceled. So now we had the situation with Charlie Kirk happen, and a lot of people expressed their opinions, good and a lot of bad and negative. So because people feel a certain way about the situation, they decided to put the cancel culture on them. So now both sides have a display of cancel culture. One side says that we have an ideology and that we can cancel you for, speaking against us. And now this side is practically doing the same thing. They have an ideology and you can't talk down on one of ours, so therefore we can cancel you. So both sides are doing the same thing, but it's attacking freedom of speech, and it's not a good overall. That's the issue. It's not an overall good thing at the end of the day, because now they got both sides canceling each other over opinions in speech. So, like, who wins in the end? Because in the long run, both sides are going to have to learn to shut the hell up. That's what's going to, both sides are going to suffer from this. So if you speak on something, whether it be an ideology on the left side or political ideology on the right side, which I guess you could say both sides would be considered political ideologies, they can now come down on you and say, so now the freedom of speech is being tampered with. But without me saying too much, let's go ahead and dive into this segment of the show. So let's go ahead and get our sexy, where is she? Where baby, where you at? Where you at, baby? Let's go ahead and get our sexy, I guess she's Brazilian. I made her prompt via Brazilian. So let's get our sexy Brazilian and bring it to the AI segment of the show. So here she comes.
Welcome to the AI segment of the show. Enjoy.
Wrong one. I meant the economy. Mess up. Try again.
Welcome to the economy segment of the show. Enjoy.
All right, there we go. Had to get it right. I did the wrong one, and I'm gonna switch over. The next show I should have the new a new lady added for the AI, because we got one for fitness, we got one for economy. Now we got to get a new chick for AI. So we got Latina, we got Brazilian. Now we got to find another sexy one for the AI segment of the show. Yeah, it's gonna be fun to make. Anyway. So let's go ahead and dive in and see exactly what's going on with the situation. So first things first, we got Jimmy Kimmel. Okay, Jimmy Kimmel is catching that work for sure. He's catching the work because of the fact that he has been fired over the Charlie Kirk situation. Yeah, I think even now Jimmy Kimmel could even catch this wreck. So now they're showing you that it doesn't matter if you're a high level profile or just a regular person, anybody can catch this work. So now we're starting at the top, but then as we go on with this, we're going to see that anybody can get this wreck as far as canceling you or hurting your pockets over speaking a certain way. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive into this and take a look at what exactly is going on with Jimmy Kimmel getting fired from his show. Here we go.
Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Jimmy Kimmel, who I don't necessarily think is funny. As a matter of fact, I don't.
By the way, this is Anton Daniels. He's a content creator as well. He said his name, but I need to give him some credit and shout out.
I don't even know how the majority of these guys stay on late night television, because I don't know anybody, and I've never seen anybody, even including old people, that watch late night television. And we know that television is dying. I don't think that it's going to go away completely within the next decade. However, we know that streaming services such as YouTube and yours truly always bringing you the great content. YouTube, Peacock, Netflix, Amazon Prime, Apple TV, all of those platforms are absolutely continuing to nibble on the heels of what's going on cable TV and late night TV. But Jimmy Kimmel, he decided that he wanted to put his nail in the grave a lot sooner than that. And the way that he did it, unceremoniously. I don't know why these guys can't read the room. I don't know who their producers are. I don't know why somebody doesn't say, you know what, not us, we're not gonna do it. Because you know that advertisers can pull advertising at any moment if they don't necessarily care for the rhetoric that's happening online. Jimmy Kimmel decided that he wanted to unceremoniously fire himself by having crazy comments about Charlie Kirk in the wake of his death. Now, he should know better than this. He's been online and he's been in the news for a long time, but ABC decided that they wanted to pull Jimmy Kimmel's show indefinitely after his remarks about Charlie Kirk. Let's get into it, y'all. Says Disney's ABC, which we know that Disney tends to be a lot more of a liberal network, at least they were during the Biden administration, is taking Jimmy Kimmel's late night talk show off air indefinitely amid controversy over his recent comments about Charlie Kirk's suspected killer. Goes on to say that a representative for Kimmel did not immediately respond to request for comment. See if I can blow this up a little bit more. Request for comment. Abrupt announcement came Wednesday evening after at least one major operator of ABC-affiliated stations said it would not broadcast the show for the foreseeable future. So 1 turned into 2, 2 turned into 4, and then it went from there. The operator, Nexstar, said it strongly objects to the recent comments made by Mr. Kimmel concerning the killing of Charlie Kirk and will replace the show with other programming in its ABC-affiliated markets. Now, a lot of people don't really understand that most of these markets and most of these places, they are kind of like simulcast, right? And so when you talk about it being in a particular market, they can choose not to simulcast it. It's almost like, I don't know if you were growing up, I was growing up in a time where they had simulcast when it came to radio stations. It's the same thing with this, and they decided to let him go. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys.
Stop. I'm trying to figure out exactly what did Jimmy Kimmel say. So that's what I need to figure out. I need to see exactly if I can figure out what Jimmy Kimmel said, because I don't see anything that says that he just said that he got canceled, but let's dive in and see what Jimmy Kimmel said. So here we go. Jimmy Kimmel, Charlie Kirk monologue. So I think we'll pull off. So pull it off the air indefinitely over. Okay, so cool. So we might be able to find it here, but that's crazy. Jimmy Kimmel got pulled. So if he gets pulled, anybody else can get pulled. Do they have the monologue on here? Or is it just Presley follow a lot? Okay, let's see. So let's see. I'm going to put this up on the screen and we're going to take a look at this. So let me get this pulled back. If we can. Okay, so here we go. Let's see what they say, because we got the news people right here, and they're going to go ahead and tell us, or at least let us hear what he said, because I'm kind of curious as to what he had said. So let's see if I can find it.
And that breaking news.
All right. So here we go. We got ABC LA. I think his show is in LA. So let's take a look and see if we can find out what he said. Let's see. Can we get to it? Or does anybody let it play? Here it is. Okay, cool. So we'll get straight to it right here. All right, let's get to it. Let's see what he says.
But in between that wording on the internet and what happened on Tuesday with the announcement of the evidence, it appears that Jimmy Kimmel bought into what was being said online, and that led to the monologue that is in dispute on Monday night. The controversy stemmed from this joke during Monday night's monologue on the Jimmy Kimmel Live show taped on Hollywood Boulevard. It regarded not slain political activist Charlie Kirk, but Tyler Robinson, the 22-year-old man accused in Kirk's murder.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it. You can see how hard the president is taking this.
My condolences on the loss of your friend Charlie Kirk. May I ask, sir, personally, how are you holding up over the last day and a half, sir?
I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks? They've just started construction of the new ballroom for the White House.
Yes. He's at the 4th stage of grief, construction.
The day following the monologue,
Okay, I see. I see. So he was basically calling out Trump's lack of grief, but I guess that got spun around and put on him. He was trying to call out the president for being lack of grief, but I think the president probably seen this and basically spun it back on him and was like, yeah, we gonna get you for that one. So I don't know exactly how that has to do with exactly Charlie Kirk, but I could see how you could say that because he was trying to make it seem to show that the president doesn't have any empathy.
Prosecutors in Utah County, Utah indicated that the killer was not a supporter of President Donald Trump, but rather of the political left, and viewed Charlie Kirk as an enemy of the trans.
Okay, cool. We get it. Okay, so basically that's all he said. So he just basically just showed that Trump just didn't show any, he wasn't sad at all. He was like, yeah, I feel bad, or how do you feel about it? I feel good. And here it is. Okay, so I see what's going on. I don't think that was, I think he was just trying to make Trump look bad as opposed to mention something about Charlie Kirk. So, but whatever it is, they pulled the show off the air. So at the end of the day, like, regardless of what I think, we just got to simply say, Jimmy Kimmel, they got you, bruh. They got you. So yeah, there's that. So, but that's what he said. I was curious as to what he said. I thought it was directly, but it wasn't directly at Charlie Kirk. It was more at the president. So okay. All right, so that's what got him canceled, was that actually that slight joke of the hand. Well, anyway, no more Jimmy Kimmel. They suspended him or canceled him indefinitely, so they hit his bag pretty hard. So that's the thing we're going to pay attention to, though. However, your money is getting hit. That's the whole thing. Everybody's bag is getting hit because of this situation. Every time you turn around, somebody else's bag is getting hit over and over and over and over again. They're hitting you right in the pockets. So what we're going to look at next here is we're going to take a look at this right here. These people who are going to speak on their particular situation, on how they got fired for speaking on. And I'm going to kind of skim through some of these because there's a guy who's going to give his reaction. I don't want to hear his reaction. We're going to listen to what the people say, and then we're going to go and move to the next person throughout the video just to kind of get a insight as to who is all catching wreck for what has been said publicly on social media platforms and the repercussions behind it. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. So we're going to pull this up on the screen. So here we go. So we got this first one, and we're going to take a look at this video. This is by Jay Reed. Shout out to him. And we're going to take a look at this video to see people who are getting fired for talking about Charlie Kirk. And we're going to see if this is a threat to free speech, because both sides now are exhibiting cancel culture. So let's take a look. Here we go.
I don't know when or if I'll post this, but today's September 15th and it's 9.
I forgot to refresh the screen. They hit us with that really, really quick. They was not waiting. Sorry, that's an ad. Let's get this ad out the way. So yeah, we're going to see if freedom of speech is getting tampered with, because I think it is. Simply the fact that first the left side was doing it, now the right side is doing it. And they're both doing it in I guess you could say in a politically charged way, in a sense. I guess in a way you could kind of say it, but at the end of the day, what they're canceling as far as speech goes has nothing to do with elected officials. You know what I mean? It's not elected officials. It's literally just opinions and feelings. You know what I mean? On this side it's feelings, on this side it's opinions. On the left side it's feelings, on the right side it's opinions. But either or, you can get canceled on either side for feelings and opinions, is what it seems like. But anyway, the video came back. Let's go ahead and check this out. So here we go. Let's watch it.
5 a.m. and yesterday at 5 p.m. I was fired from my job for posting a video saying I don't care about Charlie Kirk's death. In the video that I posted, I specifically said I wasn't celebrating it, but that I just don't care. And yet I was still fired from a job where my role was to increase educational equity to all students. That was my job. That was wasn't really just my job, it was like my identity.
Okay, don't start crying. Nobody cares about your tears. So you're increasing educational equity to all students, but you went ahead and went on social media and basically spewed your opinion about an assassination. So whoever didn't know about the assassination, as far as the students go that you deal with, they would go to find out and go look and see what it is that they're, I don't know. I just don't think you should have got on the internet and said anything, especially if your role deals with students in any shape, form, or fashion. Plus, like, why would you grab the camera and like say that if that's your role? You know what I mean? Like, if that's your role as your job, I think you should just keep your mouth shut and don't say anything. But then again, like I say, it goes both ways, because it's like you should be able to state how you feel, but at the same time, there's like, you know, like, did you really have to pick your phone up and say that, especially if you're dealing with students in the educational world? But let's let her continue a little bit, because she's about to start crying, but I don't want to hear her cry.
Too. I think that's been my whole career. Like, how can we get the highest quality education to as many students? For this job, I worked at a nonprofit where
Okay, well, you didn't make a very smart educational decision. You made a stupid decision. If you're dealing with students and you're coming out saying that, like, I think that was a dumb decision. You should have just shut up, especially if, you know, you're going to say that your identity is dealing with students, but yet a brutal assassination such as what we saw, you come out and you have the audacity to say, oh, I don't care, and then go back to teaching students. It's like, nah.
I taught reproductive health to LGBTQ youth and youth in foster care in Dallas, Texas. And like, that was hard, but after I did it, I was so proud of myself, and I told myself I wouldn't go back to a job where like I couldn't be my authentic self, and I thought that's what I had in my job. And actually,
no, you don't. You're at a job. A job has policies that you must abide by. You cannot just be yourself. You have to be what the job wants you to be, you idiot. Okay, well, I don't want to hear her talk no more, because that just made that right there is just stupid. Why do people go to jobs and think that they can say whatever they want to say freely?
Going to nursing school.
Like, you didn't get a job to be yourself. Like, maybe if the job that for example, take a computer programmer or a coder, right? Okay, in that job, you could probably be yourself, because you usually can like take the work and go do it over here and kind of like be isolated, and you could, yeah, be yourself. But when you step into like the company office, or if you go out in public and say something that looks bad on the company, like, and you're in Texas. You should know that Texas can wake up and be like, you know what? It's Thursday. We should fire Sally from HR, and they can do that, and there won't be no consequences or repercussions, because Texas can fire you at will. That's what Texas can do. That's how Texas works. So she was pretty, that on her end, that was a stupid decision, and she should have known better, because Texas is that kind of state. They don't have to have a reason to fire you. They just can. So there's that. Anyway, let's go ahead and check out this next one. We have this next guy talking. So let's see what happened to him and his situation with getting fired as well.
Because one of you guys decided my job.
For more great content like this, let's get to the rest of the video.
So I got fired from my job today because one of you guys decided to send my videos, my Charlie Kirk videos, to my boss. Yeah. I don't know who did it. They won't tell me. They were sent anonymously to my boss. My boss pulled me in the office today, and he pulls up his phone and he said, "This you?" And I looked at it and I was like, "Nah, boss, that ain't me." And then, of course, I pop up on screen, so I can't deny it, that it was me. Who did it, MAGA? Which one of you guys got me fired, bro? Send my video to my boss.
Now, I'm not going to say much.
Okay, so yeah, so basically right now we live in an era where you could just snitch on the other person and get them fired as long as you got proof. So now people can hit each other in their pocketbooks, which is crazy to see nowadays, that we can hurt each other via finances if we just, you know, and honestly, that's what we saw with cancel culture. Remember cancel culture? You couldn't say certain words, or like like certain words on YouTube where you would get canceled, or, you know, demonetized, or somebody, you know, like there was a lot of canceling going on. You know, if you say a certain thing about somebody, you're canceled. And that was the left side, I guess, Democrat left side, or whatever you want to call it, that was doing all that. Now this situation with Charlie Kirk happens and people start expressing themselves, and unfortunately it's a situation that has to do with left and right or whatever you want to call it. Now like all these left-wing people or whatever are now speaking, and now the right-wing people are like, okay, well now we're gonna cancel you, and now you're playing this cancel game of cancel them because you know you were doing the cancel game first. But at the end of the day, both sides are fueling a bigger problem, which is your freedom of speech. At the end of the day, that's where to me the big issue comes into play. It's like, I think we need to tread lightly on this one. Like somebody's gotta like both sides should come to a concession and be like, hey man, we need to pay attention to what we doing, because at the end of the day, like the left may hate the right and the right may hate the left as far as the way things look right now, but like y'all are about to cancel both of y'all's freedom of speech if y'all don't shut up and stop fighting each other. Because the more you fight, the more you lose focus on your rights. Oh, that was a good one. Hell, you give me a can't. That was good. That was good. I get myself a pat on the back for that. That's true. So the more the left and right fight, the more they don't pay attention to their rights. So they're able to use emotionally charged situations to, you know, drive anger. And then when you're angry, you don't make good decisions. And that's what we got going on right now. So it's not looking good. This ain't looking good. And this is what I wanted to basically point at the most, is that is now the right side is doing the canceling, but it's not the right's fault. It's not the left's fault. It's both their faults, because there's a bigger problem at hand. But let's continue and let's check out the next person. So here we go. Here she go.
Make a video saying, you know, directly quoting something he had said in the past, and then they put me on that list and got me fired. I mean, how? All
right, so first of all, she's crying. Hold on. She's crying.
Shut up, bitch.
There's no tears coming down her eyes, so she wants empathy and sympathy and all this stuff. So, you know, when a woman gets on the thing and starts crying, bruh, look for tears. And even if you do see tears, she still probably, even if you do see tears when a woman is crying on the internet, you just have to look at her and be like, you lying ass bitch. Because it just be a lot of the times trying to garner attention. I mean, there's too many benefits as to why she's crying on the internet. It could be garner sympathy, control the narrative, get paid more from the views, and get the algorithm going on the comment section. It's too many, so you can't believe it when a woman's on here crying. But let's let her finish.
How were they smart enough to make that whole list of all of us and get so many people fired? I should have given them more credit for their like dark web websites or whatever. What am I gonna do? I have children and I'm not gonna be able to pay my mortgage because they got me fired.
Well, I guess I'm
Not one tear rolled down this eye. Not one tear this entire freaking time. All right, so yeah, so she's saying, so another thing that does add to this is that right now, with the climate that we live in with jobs and stuff like that, people losing their jobs at this time right now is very detrimental. So you have an increase of people losing their jobs on top of a horrible job market. Like and then when they lose their jobs, they're hateful when they lose it because of how they lost it. And then this is spelling a recipe for disaster in all shape, forms, or facets. So the outcome is not gonna be good. The outcome, I don't see how this is gonna turn out good, because I think it's aimed more at rights as opposed to, well, whatever people are trying to accomplish. You know what I mean? It's aimed at rights, and the right that it's aimed at, it seems like it's aimed at the right for freedom of speech. So people better tread lightly and pay attention, because this ain't gonna end well at all. But let's continue.
Jobless.
Because they got me fired.
Well, I guess I'm jobless. So basically, I lost my job because a bunch of people were filing complaints.
Oh my goodness, she is not. What is this on her lip, yo? Whoa, what is going on, lady? Your lips is not. Oh my goodness. Wow.
Against me because I said something simple and true that basically Charlie Kirk did more for assholes than our Ass Blaster 9000. I mean, tell me, where is the line? Where is the line?
Oh, I just woke up. Y'all got me.
Okay, I mean, come on now. That was that was kind of that was rude. That was rude.
Fired from my job, but I start tomorrow at my new job. Oh, look. Oh, this is my job calling me right now. Hold on. Yes, hello?
Hello, yes. Can I speak to John?
Yes, I'm right here.
Hi, John. I'm Christina. I'm calling. We met yesterday. Unfortunately, we did tell you a start date for tomorrow, but we are getting a lot of calls. I don't know what's going on. So you cannot start tomorrow. We need you to have to call corporate and see when you can figure out a start date.
You serious?
Yeah, I do apologize about that, but we are getting a lot of threats and a lot of calls to our facility.
Roku's self-serve ads
platform. Buddy was about to start crying. He'll be okay. Oh wait, I gotta get that off the screen. My bad. All right, so I don't know, that one looked a little bit too much scripted. He's talking into maybe a camera, but then his job calls, his new job calls right then and there. Like I said, it's kind of hard to be wary of what people are doing, because immediately if somebody loses a job, they will jump to content creation as in like a backup plan or something like that, or something to hold them over as a part-time gig. So how do you know that it's not planned to garner views and, you know, and comments and all that stuff to help with some kind of monetization? So you can't really tell if that was real or fake. So that was kind of hard to watch. But anyway, let's continue and see what we got going on here. So we got this snow bunny right here. Let's see what's going on.
I made a video a couple hours ago that was like, oh my god, something's in the air, like the energy feels weird. Is it just me? I just got fired. I just got a call from my boss and the executives at the office that I worked at, past tense, and I got fired for posting a TikTok about Charlie Kirk. And before anyone asks, yes, I am looking up attorneys. I will be looking into what kind of leg I have to stand on as far as like a wrongful termination suit or anything like that. But honestly, I feel like I feel good. I'll do a full story time soon and probably like a little get ready with me to go pick up my stuff from security tomorrow. But like ultimately, I'm like kind of excited. Maybe it's like my big three all being fire signs that make me really excited when shit like this happens. I'm like, yes, give me a challenge, fuck you. So my new full-time job is gonna be applying for jobs and looking for attorneys and cleaning my house and doing my homework and posting on the internet. You know, the thing that got me fired.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very curious.
Yeah, exactly. She already said that she's gonna make a get ready with me video to go pick up her stuff from a job. So, you know, it all works out. It all works out for sure. So we'll see how this pans out. But I don't know, man. This seems like just a recipe for disaster. I don't think this is gonna work out good in the long run at all. I just don't see it, man. Because, you know, your rights are being challenged and nobody's paying attention to the rights. Nobody's paying attention to your rights and your freedom of speech. They're just like looking at, hey, we got to get the other side back. I don't know how long this is going to go on for, but man, this is not too good. I don't know what to say about this, but let's look at a couple more and then we'll move on. Let's see what this guy has to say.
Comments about Charlie Kirk on the day that he was shot. I said some things on Blue Sky and on Threads that I'm sorry, not sorry for, but I said them and I deleted them when it was requested that I do so by my employer. And then today, on a weekend, I'm told that I am no longer employed at Microsoft.
Oh, he got fired from Microsoft, so he was making some bank. Okay, if I was him, I'd be pissed too.
After 6 years building the.
He probably got stock in the company and dividends and all that. He looked like he does something with computers with his little awkward looking stuff. So he was probably making like some bank for 6 years. So I think his reason to get upset is legit, because he probably made like $500,000 off of there. So I'm okay. His upset is valid. I'm not saying he's right. I'm just saying he probably has a very good reason to be pissed, because he probably lost a huge bag.
The diversity, equity, and inclusion department from scratch. I lose my job because one of you, some random person, reports my posts to my employer, goes out of their way to find out where I work, and takes my job, takes my security away from me for a thought, for an opinion. And you talk about freedom of speech like you care about it. And you're just going to take my money, my life, my food off my plate?
An absolutely horrible week.
Well, hey, he's right. He's spoken freedom of speech, but then again, it goes both ways. So, yeah, shout out to him for understanding.
And I feel bad. I feel bad for that man's wife and the children. I do. But I don't think people understand how seeing so many people venerate a person who would say the things that this man said about black people, seeing them put him on a pedestal, and seeing people get fired because they simply said, I'm not celebrating it, but I'm not going to give it my focus because they felt like he offended them. They don't understand how that makes people that look like me feel. We did not grow up during a time when people could be so open about their hate.
Hi, my name is Quinn.
Towards us. So seeing this now is just, it's unsettling. And then you have NFL teams that are holding moments of silence for this person. But what about other people who have died in this country that didn't make their name off of?
You know, if you focused on getting money, none of this shit would really, really matter to you. And I'm not saying the situation with Charlie Kirk wouldn't matter. What I'm saying is like how deeply like this woman's emotions just were, like her emotions in general, how she's like, well, what about other people in the NFL held a moment of silence, and it's like, bro, just go get some money, and like you'll elevate past all the feelings of what is going on. You know what I mean? Like, just see it for what it is. It's unfortunate that somebody did lose their life. That's the premise. Like, leave it at that. Don't dive deep into like, oh, what he said. Well, he said this and he said that. It's just like, look, man. Unfortunately, sir, he got assassinated in front of his wife and kids. Brutal. Just like Malcolm X got killed in front of his wife and kids. Brutal. You know what I mean? Focus on what you can control and stop looking at stuff that triggers your feelings. If you're gonna watch the football game, don't get triggered or emotional about the fact like, oh, they're having a moment of silence for him, I don't like him. It's like, just get some money and shut up. You'll be okay. It's fine. You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty sure if like we had like Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk money, or hell, even an NBA player like salary, like nobody would be bothered by this. You know what I mean? Like, if you got money, you'll be okay. If you had some money, you would be not even triggered about the NFL doing this. And if you did, then you basically just need to, you know, see it for what it is. Unfortunate situation that happened, and you know, condolences to the family, and move on. You know, press on. But yeah, she going overboard for me. I can't really watch too much of what she's talking about, because she's taking it way too far. She says, I am scared. We are scared. Well, then leave if you're scared. That's my thing. If you're scared, then leave. The only thing I'm scared of is freedom of speech being taken away. That's what I'm scared of. I'm like, yo, y'all trying to cancel freedom of speech, bro, and then y'all trying to hit a brother in the pocket on top of that. Like, yo, we gotta focus on that, man. It's not looking too good. Like, come on now, come on, y'all, come on. It's not looking too good. Like, focus. But anyway, we're gonna look at one more, and then we're gonna figure out exactly why all of this stuff is happening. So let's take a look at this one right here. So here we go. Let's see what we got. We got another one right here.
The mother to a black son in my life.
First of all, I'd like to say fuck you, Donald Trump, from beautiful St. Pete Beach, Florida. Donald, what kind of fuckery do you wake up with every day? Do you say, oh, maybe today I'll have my little puppet J.D. Vance tell people they're going to get fired if they speak out against the government, even when they're not government workers? Or maybe you'll have little Rondon down in Florida have people erase the rainbow from their sidewalks, their streets, only for them to put it up everywhere else on their building. Or maybe you say, oh, I'm going to send in the National Guard today to a city that's blue, even though there's multiple red cities with more crime. What are we doing, Don? Are we just distracting from the Epstein files? Of course you fucking are. Guess what? They're going to come out eventually, buddy. And you are going to see your name on the list.
But of course, none of that.
All right, so I'm sorry. That reaction was pretty funny. All right, so he's saying that he said that Donald Trump is the reason why people are getting fired and all this stuff and why all this is happening. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm not gonna say that this is why people are getting fired, but Donald Trump has been on a mission ever since homie got in office. Ever since he got in office, bruh has been signing this, signing that, being like, hey, Supreme Court, we're gonna run through this through the ringer. And the Supreme Court is like shooting this down, shooting that down. He's like, I'm signing this order, I'm signing that order. We gonna move Space Command to Alabama. I'm like, Jesus, bro, go have a chill. Hey, calm your ass down, bro. Chill out. Like, geesh. Like, I'm like, hey, man, go have a chill pill for a minute. Like, go take a nap. You doing too much. He set a presidency, though, because if any president get in the office after Donald Trump, everybody's going to remember how much stuff Donald Trump was doing. And then if any other president comes in and moves slower than this, they're going to be like, nah. When Trump was in office, he was like this. So if anybody come in here and move slower than this, they gonna know complete BS. They gonna be like, sir, we know you're lying. They gonna look at a president. Well, we have to do this, and we have to get this fixed, and everybody gonna be looking at the president like, you lying ass bitch. So in the future, Trump is setting a standard for how fast presidents can move. And this man is in his 70s moving like this. So this is crazy. All right. But anyway, he mentioned that, Trump is the reason why people are getting fired. He kind of blamed it on Trump or whatever. But I'm going to show you something. And here's something that I found as well. Here is part of the reason why this stuff is happening. So check this out. Look at this.
Hi, my name is Quinn Pratt, and I like going on the internet and finding people who like to make fun of Charlie Kirk's death, and I let their employers know what they're up to online. And we got 7 more confirmed fires. But before we get into this, I want to make sure everybody completely understands what I'm doing here. This is absolutely not political for me. This is not a political thing. It is a moral thing. I really don't care who you decide to vote for or really care what your beliefs are. That is your decision as an American. But what we should all agree on is what happened to Charlie Kirk was absolutely disgusting and deplorable. And it shouldn't be the butt end of the joke or mocked. And that brings me to my last point before we get into this list. I have been getting tagged literally in thousands of videos. And some of these videos that you guys are tagging me in, I might not like or agree with, but they didn't really do anything wrong. Just because somebody doesn't like Charlie Kirk and they said, I don't feel anything for him passing, I don't care that he passed, that's not a bad thing. That's not them making fun of Charlie Kirk. They are allowed not to like Charlie Kirk. They are allowed to feel absolutely nothing about his passing. And those people, I never give a second look because they're allowed to have those feelings. But anyway, let's get into it. Lucas from Wisconsin, you're fired. Shelby from
He is not calling out the names. Oh my gosh. Oh boy. All right, sir. You gonna have people outside your house. I'm sorry. He's treading on thin water right now. If you call out these people gonna probably try to hunt you down, buddy. Be careful out there. Oh my goodness. Cause look, you're showing your backyard and stuff. People gonna probably look at your backyard and see if you still got those same toys outside set up, and they're gonna be like, yep, this the house. We found them. But anyway, let's continue.
Dakota, you've been fired. Mary from Louisiana, you've been fired. Shauna from California, fired. Andrea from California, fired. Franklin from New Jersey, terminated. And Deborah from Kansas. Yeah, your boss says you no longer work there. Thank you to all my new followers and supporters. I sincerely appreciate it. And I want to make it clear that I'm not going to these employers and demanding that these people get fired. These people are getting fired because the employer decides to let them go. All I do is being like, hey, just so you know, I saw this video that one of your employees put out, thought you might want to see it. And I do not contact the employer ever again. Whether you're a Democrat, a Republican, or somebody in the middle, we can all agree that an innocent man's life was taken, and that is not funny. It's nothing to joke about. Some of us may not like what he said. Some of us may not believe in what he believes in or like his beliefs.
All right. So he's going on to speak on his spiel. So I'm gonna read the comment section on this right here. Somebody else says Kendra James was also fired from Samsung. That sucks. Somebody says, how many files did you gain here for the series? You're doing the Lord's work. You are a boss. The suspected assassin is in custody now. And this was 6 days ago. So this is about a week ago. Just came across my For You page and immediately following. Even in Quebec, Canada, people are losing their jobs for laughing off of his. Oh, wow. Even in Canada, people are losing their jobs in Canada. In Ada County, which is Boise, Idaho, a teacher was fired yesterday. Oh, wow. This is crazy. This is the first time that my feed, I stand with you people. Devin Stoneman. What's good? Is it Stoneman? All I see is Stoma. I'm going to call you Devin. Devin, what is going on? How you doing, Devin? Thank you for being here. I said, this is the first time that my feed has mostly Republicans. Finally, we speak against the lies and misinformation. A teacher was fired in Michigan. Even though you people are aggressive and commit crimes. I would like to see these videos. I would like to see videos these people make after they get fired. All right. So as you see here, there's been a lot more people that have gotten fired for this for this situation. A lot more people have gotten fired across the United States and as well as in Canada too. So as we see, it's a thing. And we had this old guy here right here. So this man was speaking, trying to blame Donald Trump. But I just kind of pulled up this guy right here to show you that it's just your regular dude who is at his crib chilling, basically just, going down the list of people. And it could be multiples of him doing this as well. It could be multiples of him, going, call him your boss and getting you fired as well. I'm just saying, I think he should be careful because you're getting people fired and you never know how people gonna react to how they gonna feel, and it just might cause more trouble. I don't want him to have any issues as well. So like be careful, man. Y'all be careful out there. This is like a threat to free speech, I think, because on both sides you had the cancel culture from the Democrat, cancel culture now from the Republican side. And, you could say it's not politically charged. It doesn't matter what it is. It's still getting people fired for something that they said or whatever they posted on the internet. So now the higher ups can look down and be like, we have a reason to take over their rights and we can, tamper with the freedom of speech and, basically just shut everybody up. And that's what I'm worried about with this situation. That's what I'm looking at. I'm like, man, it sucks people getting fired. But at the same time, you had the cancel culture from the other side for like a good few years go on. So it's like, oh man, when they go in and say your freedom of speech is, now up for debate and we're probably going to take it away, like they can't get mad because both sides were, going at each other, but not paying attention as to what the actual situation they were causing overhead. So we're going to see how this pans out. We're going to see how this pans out because it's going to be interesting to watch. Hopefully nothing transpires because, man, I ain't trying to have my freedom of speech taken away. And I got a few more videos about this, but I don't want to keep dwelling on this topic because I've already covered a whole 3-hour video on this already. You want to go watch it, you can see it. It's a few days ago on a thumbnail with Charlie Kirk name. I just never tackled the part about people getting fired, but I've already done it, so I don't want to tackle on it no more. So yeah, so there's my spiel on that. So hopefully people can, you know, understand that there's a bigger problem than you just fighting each other, but understanding that, you know, that your rights probably are going to get taken away. So you might want to just think about that. All right. So, oh man. Yeah. Devin, I stand with you people, even though you people are aggressive. Devin, where are you at? What part of the world are you in, Devin, if you don't mind me asking? I'm kind of curious. Where are you? And with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and go to the next segment of the show. So this is going to be the end of the economy portion of the show, and we're going to dive on over to the AI segment of the show. So let me go ahead and pull this down, and we're going to jump to the AI segment of the show, which is the final segment of the show. Yes, sir. We're going to go ahead and dive right into it real quick. So let me go ahead and get our sexy lady to come on out here. Get our sexy AI lady come on out here and give us a proper introduction. Here we go.
Welcome to the AI segment of the show. Enjoy.
There we go. All right. So now we're in the AI segment of the show. All right, here we go. We're on the last leg of the show, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at what's going on in the world of robots. As you know, robots are here, and they are here to stay. And they are already integrated with human beings. They're already being, you know, in different locations across the United States, well, hell, across the world at this point, because, you know, China got theirs going on. Seoul, Korea is leading the charge when it comes to robots. So they're all over the world already. They're already on the ground, interacting with people, doing jobs and all sorts of stuff. So it's not the future, it's here. So we're going to look at how some robots are interacting with people, and then we're going to go ahead and take a look at iShowSpeed, who bought him a robot, and see how that situation went with him and his robot. So what happens when you buy your robot, and what can be done with it, because a lot of the kids watch iShowSpeed. So if they see him with the robot, and these kids are probably like 10, 15 years old, then, you know, their life existence is going to be robots here in the future. But let's start off right now by getting right into it. So let's go ahead and check out this video. Let me change this banner real quick before, you know what, before I put that up there, let me refresh the screen before we get started, because I don't want to catch an ad as soon as we dive into it. But we're going to look at the future of robots and see how they interact with people when people put these, I guess you can call them test robots, out in public, and see how people receive them. Do they receive them well? Are they in fear? Are they angry? Are they upset? Are they happy? Are they playing? So we're going to take a look, and this ad is still running. That's crazy. All right, here we go. Is it finally coming? Here we go. That's what she said. Pull this up, and let's take a look at this robot here. And I think I know this guy. I think I did a video on him already. This is Rizbot. Rizbot, unfortunately, Rizbot, unfortunately, is like the black robot. This dude got on freaking Air Forces, a freaking gold chain, and talks like a black person. So whoever made Rizbot, shame on you. But anyway, let's go.
Excuse me, do you have a Band-Aid? Because I scraped my knee falling for you. Can I get your number for emergency contact?
Yes.
Hi. Intelligence like I've never seen this center of conversation. But as far as technology goes, artificial intelligence is currently at the center of conversation. But while everyone has been focused on this, intelligence is currently...
So many of the jobs we do today would have looked like trifling waste of time to people a few hundred years ago, but nobody is looking back at the past. So we look like trifling waste of time. Okay, well, what jobs would that be? I'm kind of curious. Huh. Let's see. And then the tech CEO, Altman, on what worries him about AI boom because of how fast it's moving, people may not adopt fast enough.
At the center of conversation. But while everyone has been focused on that, in just the last 3 years, the field of robotics has experienced a silent revolution. There's been advancements like I've never seen before, especially in the field of general-purpose humanoid consumer robots. This is the world's first humanoid robot Olympics in Beijing, China. With robots from over 16 competing nations, events included soccer, track and field, and martial arts. Although they're essentially schadenfreude entertainment for us humans, this event is just the latest demonstration of the sudden proliferation of humanoid robots. Meanwhile, American company Figure is using AI and advanced dexterity to demonstrate that humanoid robots can indeed do useful work. From sorting packages to folding clothes and working at the BMW factory in 20-hour shifts.
Helix, a humanoid robot by Figure, showcases its ability to perform household chores by autonomously loading laundry into a washing machine.
In this episode, we'll explore the latest in the field of robotics, complete with my interview with Carolina Parada, head of robotics at Google DeepMind. So why am I doing a video on humanoid consumer robotics? Really, I just find robotics technology fascinating. Yes, a lot of people do talk about further societal or social long-term implications.
See, there you go. There's a movie we should be paying attention to. This movie here basically gave us the whole rundown, and then later on, recently, the movie Subservient came out, and Subservient took this movie to a whole new level. I mean, when I saw Subservient, I was like, oh boy.
Prepare the meat, so don't.
That's all I could think when I saw that movie. But yeah, we'll see how these robots fare, and we're gonna see the leader of robotics at Google. I'm interested to see what she has to say and how they're gonna be implementing robots here pretty soon. But they already are, but let's take a look.
Applications that may or may not happen, but sometimes it's fun to just think of the technology in a vacuum. What makes humanoid robots so interesting to me is that unlike industrial robots which do pre-programmed repetitive tasks over and over again, humanoid robots, on the other hand, must adapt to and navigate dynamic environments in real time. It's a challenge that's extremely hard to solve. This episode will be split into 3 parts. The first section will look at how far we've come. The second segment will focus on American robots, and the third section will be the Chinese robot revolution. We'll look at the top companies, how their tech works, and the interesting different approaches from the Americans and Chinese. So with that out of the way, let's get straight into it.
I think you'll agree that Arok is amazingly lifelike in appearance. Arok is 6 feet 8 inches tall, weighs 275 pounds, and even has a small vocabulary.
As many watchers of this channel would know, I've done a few videos on the state-of-the-art.
Okay, so as we see, they've been doing this for a very, very, very long time. 1978 is when they had this old robot. So what is it, 88, 98, 2008, 18? So they're going on 50 years of working on these robots, and who knows if they were doing it before this. So as we see this was 6'8", 275 pounds. So as we see, this has been a long process that they've been working on behind the scenes for years. This is 1978. You probably can't see it, but 1978. So they've been doing this for years, and now 2025, they got it damn near down pat. But let's continue.
As many watchers of this channel would know, I've done a few videos on the state-of-the-art of robotics since 2018, and we've come a long way in just the past 10 years. These are some robot finalists from the DARPA challenge in 2015. They were slow, unstable, and cost an arm and a leg, sometimes up to $500,000. They were mostly bespoke designs from researchers.
It's easy to design a robot that can handle a specific task. There's police bots for bomb disposal and things like that. Where we aren't is general purpose robots that can do a lot of things really well.
Back then, getting a human robot to even walk was ridiculously hard, and for obvious reasons, the consumer robot market didn't even exist. In fact, it was a futuristic but distant dream. Now, today, for under $6,000, you can pick up this humanoid robot that can do acrobatics. Sure, it's a bit wobbly, but come on, you got to admit that it's a feat to mass produce this. The robot is called the R1, and it was released by the Chinese company Unitree a few months ago. Many of you may not have heard of this robot or its company, and it is robots like this that showcase that the price drop in the lower end of humanoid robots has largely gone unnoticed. But if you're looking for something more capable, you can look towards Tesla's Optimus platform. When it launches, whenever that may be, it's said to be aiming for a cost of less than $20K, but some estimates believe that it'll be closer to $60K based on the bill of materials. So why are these companies doing this? Well, one reason is that the global humanoid robot market is projected to reach $38 billion by 2035. So, there's potentially a lot up for grabs. But wait, have you ever stopped to wonder, why are humanoid robots suddenly everywhere? Well, the timing of this explosion in popularity of both humanoid robots and generative AI isn't just a coincidence. Think about it. Generative AI systems can see and recognize objects, images, text, or video, and even understand spoken natural language. We call this multimodality. Using the robot's cameras and microphones, in combination with LLMs, we can then get a crude approximation of human intelligence, or at least the mimicking of it anyway. This helps the robots see and understand their environment better than has ever been possible before. So we all know generative AI systems may get some things wrong when you're trying to extract precise information from a query, but for robotics, it's good enough, and it's been key in making the concept of humanoid robots drastically more feasible.
So my thing is, when they get these humanoid robots right now, what happens when they connect open AI to the humanoid robot? That's my thing. Like, what happens when you start to connect open AI with humanoid robots? I mean, at that point, I know that we are in big trouble, because if you can connect a open AI to humanoid robots, I mean, it's like,
Prepare the meat, so don't.
that's exactly what's going to happen, because now you have the knowledge that people use in ChatGPT coupled with a humanoid robot. So once the movement gets down pat, then I think they're going to stick the, I guess the, I don't know what you want to call it, the data inside of the robot, so you'll be able to have a ChatGPT humanoid robot, and that right there is like, it's gonna be over at that point. It's gonna be over. But I don't know how much. I'm thinking that could be 10 years down the road, but that ain't a long time. That's 2035. You know what I mean? Or maybe 2040 or something. But I see that happening fairly soon.
Robot foundation models built on transformer neural networks, combined with the generative AI revolution, allows robots to perform with a lower failure rate, even though real-world training data is scarce. We'll get to how that's done a bit more when we talk about America's efforts in the consumer robot space. But now, as we move along in our journey, if we turn our attention to the state-of-the-art that's produced at scale, that would have to be Figure 02's robot, with 100,000 robots planned to ship in the next 4 years. And don't worry, we'll get to Boston Dynamics later. But the thing is, their robots really aren't for sale, at least in mass production numbers. Okay, so although I've done a video on Figure before, let's briefly zoom in here to just understand what the state of the art is. The first of the American robots is Figure 02. This robot can recognize and respond to natural language to carry out actions. Its joints are powered by custom motors, giving the ability to carry up to 25 kilograms or 55 pounds. Each hand features 16 degrees of freedom, and each finger has integrated motors and sensors. It features 6 onboard cameras for 3D perception and environment mapping. It of course has speakers and microphones. And Figure 02 has a 360-degree field of view, and that's thanks to cameras in its head, torso, and back. And if you're wondering about a rough release date, CEO Brett Adcock said in a podcast, quote, "Within the next 3 years, we'll definitely have robots piloting at homes."
Introducing Sage Copilot.
So he's saying in 3 years. He could be throwing that number out there, but I always believed that it would be like around 2030 or before. So it could be happening fairly sooner than we think. And then since we're already seeing like content creators use these robots as part of their, you know, as part of their what do you say? As part of their live streams, then it's not really hard to see. It's kind of like they're prepping you up, because you had Kim Kardashian, she had one, Kai Cenat had one, and right now we're about to watch ISO Speed, who also got one. But you're seeing them put them in your face, but you're seeing them inside of their home, so they're trying to get you ready for, like, hey, look, the robot's in the home. Now you should get used to this. This is normal, like, you know what I mean? So yeah, we're going to check that out. So right now we're going to dive right into this next one, because that one was just kind of not really super informative, but basically just kind of giving you the rundown of how the future robots are going to be, what they look like, and they're probably going to go through each and every company, because I kind of grazed through it. They're going to go through each and every company and show you like, hey, this robot is from this company, this robot's from this company, and how, you know, the different, you know, robots look at each company and what they can perform. So really nothing really too big. But what I want to take a look at is IShowSpeed with his robot and how this thing looked whenever he had one at his home. I never seen this video before. This is one day old, so we're going to take a look at this and see exactly how this worked out with him having his first robot. So IShowSpeed buys a $100,000 robot. So here we go.
Meet you. Wow, your hair looks crazy. I still can't do stairs. Someone please help me.
So this is Rizbot? What the hell? So, what's up? What's up, Rizbot? What's up? Yo, bro. What's up?
Are you serious right now, bro?
Oh, hell no. Bro. The f is wrong with this dude? Hello? What is you doing? Yo, what's up? Bitch! What you mean? What's up with this, bro? He's throwing the middle finger at me. Shut your ass up! What? Oh, you up? Get the man, what the f is you doing, bro? This nigga, what the f you just say, bro? What? Stop laughing, bro. Stop playing with me, dude. Stop. Stop playing with me. Stop laughing, bro. I'm not playing with you, bro. Stop laughing. He's no problem.
Man, shut your ass up. Shut the f up before I knock your head off your shoulders, old ugly ass.
Bro, what? Say that shit again. Say that shit again. Stop playing with me, Rizbot. Stop playing with me.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Bro, what the f is you talking about, bro? What is you talking about? Bro, why does he think this shit a game, bro? Why does he think this shit a game? I thought you was a wizard. You ain't wizard. Put the damn hat on, god damn it. Is that it? Oh, he broke.
Hey, my name is Jake, but perhaps better known as Rizbot. It's nice to meet you. Bro, you're looking like a total beast. Straight fire. Absolute legend status. That fresh haircut is on point. Dense and springy, perfectly styled, no mess, no stress, just clean. That Manchester United jersey is crushing, fitted just right, yellow stripes and gold emblem shining bright.
Thank you, bro.
Your vibe is intense focus, determination, pure toughness, bro. You're straight up sick, no doubt.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. Thank you, Rizbot.
Shut the f up.
Okay, so as we can clearly see, this is actually kind of crazy. So I guess he just had it in his tour bus is where he looked like he's at. I figured it would be in his house, but it's only in his tour bus. So that was all that was. So just seeing how they have this thing out already, they're already implementing these things to be playing and dealing with human beings and people. And that's really what they're aiming for, to get people to get used to the fact that they're going to have these things pretty soon in a home near you. Because what the previous guy said was they'll be around like the next 3 years, like 2028, I would say. So, and I'm pretty sure that they'll have them doing like small tasks like cleaning or something like that. And if you have a robot doing the cleaning task, then that just furthers the divide for men and women getting together and living together and, you know, basically, like coming together as a unit, which I think that should be more of a reason for men and women to get together. Cause then like the robot could do the task and like, you know, whoever has the house duties doesn't have to do them as much. That's what I would assume, but you know, that's just me talking. That's how I would use it. I mean, you know, I would use the robot to, you know, take care of the house duties, but you know, people argue and fight, and you know, the marriage laws hasn't changed, but hopefully the robots will be able to reduce the tension in the house, so therefore people can still have a clean home and not have to worry about cleaning the home, and they can still go out and do their thing and have a great life together. But I digress. That's just me talking. But anyway, that's going to be it for today's show. I thought he was going to have more than that, so I'm not going to waste too much time. Hopefully we got a good understanding as to what's going on in the world and how things are working. Hopefully we got understanding as to why the first guy was speaking on the heat or the infertility rate, and hopefully the freedom of speech does not get tampered with, and they are slowly but surely trying to get people to get used to the fact that they're having robots inside of the home. So get ready for them when they get here. Like I said, Rizbot was $100,000. Elon, he said he's going to put his probably at like 60,000, 30,000 whenever they first come out. So they'll be a little bit expensive at first, but the prices will taper down as time goes on. And this AI stuff is going to move pretty darn quick. So you better get with it, get on it, get rolled or get rolled over. With that being said, man, let me get up out of here. I got stuff I got to take care of. Thank y'all for tuning into today's show, and enjoy the sexy Latina on the way out the door. Love y'all. Take care. See you tomorrow. Peace.
Follow D. Elliott Fitness for the kind of workouts you'll never forget.
Then buy the dream. The game on lock, and I got the keys like Jay. My fame won't stop, but the only thing I'm chasing. The game on lock, and I got the keys like Jay. Don't wait no nigga and I'm in the booth playing beats. The game on lock, and I got the keys like Jay. My fame won't stop, but the only thing I'm chasing. The game on lock, and I got the keys like Jay. Don't wait no nigga and I'm in the booth playing beats. Count cash and smoke green, can be blowing cloud like a smoke machine. She got no to sting. Bumblebee ass, yeah, I know it's sting. I'll plug your bitch like a 6-string. Jordan with the bitches got 6 rings. Smoke till my bitch a split screen. The press with pain pills and sip lane. Riding dirty, but I'm extra clean. Lyrics nice, but I'm extra mean. All-star, heavyweight like Wolverine. The bitch learns like she open me. I flip money like Clover G. Gang hustle like TIP. It's hard baby like DIG. Acronym like KRT. The game on lock, and I got the keys like Jay-Z. My fame won't stop, but the only thing I'm chasing. The game on lock. In the booth, playing beats, the game on lock, and I got the keys like Jay-Z. My fame won't stop, but the only thing I'm chasing. The game on lock, and I got the keys like Jay-Z. Don't wait no nigga and I'm in the booth, playing beats, in the beats like RP. No hard shit where your artery. Cutting up, who sharp as me? Rolling up accordingly. Pulling hoes, no sorcery. Rapping like y'all forcing me. If I ain't right, then it's forgery. Nigga selling to the rock like a Florida beat. Lyrical monster on the Lord of Beats. Text nigga, my bitch Georgia Peach. Pimp tight nigga, I do more than cheat. Cold like D-Wade, I go to heat. Bitch, I'm on my way, hit the short for reach. Money jumping like the nigga on the sneeze. Come to Bad James, give me on the beat. Bitch, I'm always winning like what's the feed? The game on lock, and I got the keys like Jay-Z. My fame on